Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to make a top 5 list from the NAMM show. Now these are not my top 5 favorite products of all time or of the whole show, nor are they the top 5 products that you should watch out for when they're released this year. It's actually the top 5 products that you didn't know you need. There were so many products at the show that I just had never really even thought could be a thing or had never been, I guess, innovative enough to think about, and that's probably why I'm not in that line of business. They were things that when I was told about them, I immediately kind of said, you know what, I want that. That's cool. That's a really cool new thing to me. So y'all may have heard of some of these, but for me they were new and I'm just super stoked to talk about them. Now, I just wanted to clarify that none of these companies are sponsoring this video in any way, shape, or form. One of the companies did give me their product to sample at the NAMM show, and the other one I actually bought for myself with my own money, but neither of them are doing anything for me. It's just I thought their products were cool. So here we go. Without further ado, here are the top 5 products that you didn't know you needed from the NAMM show. The first thing on the list is by a company called Boveda. Now, this is the company that gave me some of these to sample, and what they are is they are a two-way humidity pack. Now, what that means is that they are designed to control humidity inside a guitar case, but not just put humidity into the guitar, but suck humidity back out of the guitar if you go somewhere that's really humid. Now, this may not be something that you need for an everyday occasion, but for me, I'm from Utah where the humidity is almost non-existent. It's a very, very dry climate. And a couple years ago, I toured to the East Coast, which, as many of you know, is very humid. And this would have been something great to put in the case because it would have made it so that my guitar wasn't getting overly saturated with humidity, but was still getting the humidity that it needs. The packs are designed to maintain a 49% humidity rating inside the case. They are made with all natural ingredients. And what's nice is that you don't have to do anything to the packs. You don't fill them up or squeeze them out or anything like that. You just throw it in the case and you're good to go. Now, that does mean that these packs are not reusable, that you have to purchase a pack each time you kind of wear through one. But they're not that expensive. They run around $15 for 10 packs. The guy that I spoke to said in the beginning you may have to use more packs or replace your packs more frequently. But over time, as your guitar adjusts to the pack and you keep it in use and keep it maintained, you don't have to use as many packs. Those 10 packs could last you for, a couple years. But honestly, I just felt like it was a really innovative thing, especially for a touring musician to have in their case. It can help maintain an acoustic, especially if you have like an all solid acoustic, to help keep it playing well, to keep its action where you want it, and to stay away from cracks and things like that as you're out on the road. So that was the two-way humidification pack by Boveda. The second thing on the list is the Circle of Fifths Decoder by Noisy Clan. Now, this is something that's a pretty simple idea, but very helpful. I've seen things like this before, but this one really felt like it was geared more towards guitarists and chord theory, and that's what I really enjoyed about it. On it, you can see that you can roll the wheel around and find different keys, and as you get to a key, you'll find that you can see all of the sharps or flats that are in the signature of that key, and then you can see each of the scale tones and the chords that relate to it, as well as how those chords translate into the relative minor or the major of that scale. Like I said, this is something that I felt was really cool because it felt like it was geared towards a guitarist, towards someone who needs to understand chord theory, and I thought it would be a really helpful tool for guitarists who are trying to learn this sort of stuff and see it in a very visual representation. The other thing that's really nice about it is that it is flat, but you can actually pull off the back, snap that together, and it now has its own little stand that you can set it on your desk or whatever, and you can work with it that way. Now, at the NAMM show, I paid $10 for it. I did look it up on Amazon, and you can get it with their Circle of Fifths decoder book for $26. All in all, not bad for a solid piece of theory that you'll probably use on a daily basis. The third thing on my list was by Donner. which is a company that I know mostly for making pedals and electronics for musicians at a fairly reasonable price point and still pretty decent quality. Now, this pedal I've seen talked about by a few other YouTubers, and this pedal is the Triple Threat, which they've made in collaboration with Third Man Hardware, which is Jack White's company. This is going to be everyone's first pedal, I guarantee it. It was small, cool looking, and the effects in it sounded great. And the best part about it was you got 3 effects for $100. It has a delay, a phaser, and a distortion, and again, all of them sound incredible. I was blown away by them. And as a teacher, I have a lot of students who want to get into pedals but don't know where to start. This is a great place to start. It has knobs, it has buttons. You can try it out, try to combine the different effects, and kind of get a feel for how a pedal works at a very low price point. This is definitely something to watch out for. It doesn't seem like they're selling it yet, but I'm sure it will be released within the year. Number 4 is a new line of in-ear monitors by Ultimate Ears. Now, for those of you who haven't done a lot of research or haven't used in-ears before, Ultimate Ears is a bigger name in the in-ear game. They are most known for having incredible lines of custom molded in-ears. They can either take an electronic scan of your ear, you can go to a doctor and they'll squirt some stuff in your ear and it'll make a silicone mold of the inside of your ear, and then you can take that mold, give it to Ultimate Ears, and they will print your ear canal onto some in-ears so that they fit perfectly. They block out sound. It's great, and they sound great as well. Now, there are those of us who frankly can't afford that, and also those of us who just want to know what it's like to perform or work in in-ears before we dive it down that road. You can't know what you like until you know what you don't like, right? So this is a line by Ultimate Ears that is much more entry level. They start at $200, and there are 3 different variations in this line. They have the 150, the 250, and the 350, and they are $200, $300, and $400 respectively. The 150 has one driver or speaker, just to gloss over what that is. There's probably another video in there about what in-ears are and how they work. The 250 has 2 drivers and is more focused towards low end, like what bassists or drummers might need. And then the 350, which has 3 drivers, and they were incredible. I had the opportunity to try all 3 of them, and they were great. I mean, at a $400 price point, you can't really be mad at what you're getting when it comes to in-ears. Now, I know that there are some on Amazon that are, 40, 50, 60, or even $100. But what I've found with those is that while they sound decent and work in the beginning, their longevity or toughness doesn't quite last the rigors of touring and gigging constantly with them. So in my opinion, it would be more worth it to move towards something like this and invest your money in something that will last you, will sound great, you can get a good mix out of them, but won't break your bank and you won't have to spend upwards of $800 for custom molding. All in all, they were killer. Highly recommend them. Number 5, and also probably one of my favorite things that I saw at NAMM this year, was a pedal that I don't even know what the name of it is, but it's by a company called Summer School Electronics. They are based out of Syracuse, New York, and they are a pedal company that's gained some notoriety by some websites as well as by Josh Scott from JHS. And they make pedals that are incredible. They all sound great. I tried every single one of their pedals that they had there, and they were all awesome. I love them. They felt unique enough that I didn't mind thinking about buying them. And also, if you get on their website, they're not outrageously expensive boutique pedals. They're an affordable price point. In addition to that, one of their pedals that is pretty popular is called the Trash Panda. And this is just an aside on that. The art on their pedals is absolutely insane. I love it. It was one of my favorite things that I saw. Now, the Trash Panda is an op-amp style pedal that has some just beautiful overdrive distortion. It's nice and soft clipping, but still has some real grit to it, and I loved it. And then there was one pedal in the line that didn't have any designs on it, and the reason why was because it's coming out in April. They haven't even launched it yet, and it's a combination of their Trash Panda with a big muff that also has the ability to switch between silicon and germanium. Honestly, I started playing it and I immediately smiled. It was the pedal I didn't know I needed. It was hardcore when I needed it to be, or it was smooth and creamy when I needed it to be, and just the tones that I was hearing, even in headphones, were just out of this world, and I can't wait to get my hands on one of them. In addition to that, the owners of the company were there at the show, and they were so kind. They were so nice and appreciative of, compliments, and didn't seem like they were on a high horse at all. They were just happy to be there, and it's always nice to work with and talk to people like that, and I would buy their product 100 times over because of that alone. Like I said, it should be coming out in April. I cannot wait to get my hands on one of them and put it on my board and use it everywhere. Alrighty, those were the 5 products from NAMM that I did not know I needed. Feel free to comment down below with any questions or thoughts, or if you have experience with any of these products, I'd love to hear about it. As always, feel free to like and subscribe, follow along, really helps the channel out, and we'll see you around.